have for you today a DIY face and other cleaning wipe.
Because your face is dirty.
It's also good for like makeup removers and things like that. But a lot of people said they wanted to see more DIY, and when they found out that I made my own of these, they were like, well, how do you do that? So I'm going to show you how I do it, kind of. I'm going to tell you how I do it. Basically, this is what I'm talking about. I have a jar. I do like the flippy handle, the flippy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like those because it's easier to get in and out of them. Then I have these washcloths, which I got from Target in the dollar spot, although they were like $3 for 4 of them, so they were fairly cheap. And then what I did is I cut them into quarters and then stuck them in here. And I actually have 2 of these. This one is the one for my bedroom, and I have one in here that's like purple, but it's huge, so I don't want to show it to you. So this is that one right there. All right, so let's talk about how I make these. I did find this recipe on the internet, and then I kind of made adjustments to my needs. So some of the things that I use this for is to wipe my face, obviously. I wipe down things that I would normally use like a disposable wipe for. I'm really trying to cut back on the amount of things I am throwing away.
Yeah.
I do have other makeup wipes that I do use, but very sparingly. I do use this a lot of the time. I use it to clean off my brushes. After I'm done, I'll spray some alcohol on it, and then I'll use it to clean off my brushes. And then you know, like I said, you can pretty much use it to clean anything else you want. It does have natural ingredients as far as what I put into it, so it's safe no matter how you want to use it.
Yeah.
Once I'm done, I do this. I have one of these. Actually, I've got a ton of these. If you guys get like lingerie bags on Amazon for like washing your stuff, your bras and your socks and you know, delicates, I got like a pack that had different sizes, and it came with 2 of the bra bags, and because I was only using one, I decided that I was going to use one of those to put the used washcloths in. Then you just throw this into your washing machine and it will wash them all up, and then you can just put it back in there when you want to refill it and put more stuff in here. So that's kind of what I use that for. So let's go on to the recipe, which I will also have linked down below for you so that you can follow along. So the first thing I do is I take, I have a electric hot water kettle, and I heat up the water till it's boiling, and then I use a cup of it and I pour it into another container that can stand the heat. And once it's in there, I'm putting in coconut oil, about a tablespoon of coconut oil. I use the kind that you just buy in the food section, not the like the ones that are like in the bottle that you're supposed to use in like your own, how do I say this? So you're just going to get the coconut oil that you use for cooking. So it's going to be the harder coconut oil, like the more solid. And then you're just going to put a tablespoon of that into the boiling water so that it dissolves. And once it does dissolve, you're going to put in half a cup of witch hazel. Normally I cannot stand witch hazel by the smell, but once it goes in with all this other stuff, the smell is not as bad, so you're going to be fine. Then I have avocado oil. You can get this as an essential oil, and I put in 2 tablespoons of avocado oil in there in the mixture and let that go mixing. I can't talk. Then I have Castile soap, and it's going to be liquid Castile soap. You can get any kind. Me personally, I got this peppermint Castile soap, so it gives it a little bit more of a tingle when I use it on my face. And I put in a tablespoon of that, and then very important, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. You're also going to put that in there. That's going to help with other things. And Marshall's going to kind of talk about this a little bit as well. And then lastly, you can add any fragrance oil that you want. I choose lemon, so I get lemon essential oils, and I put in like, you know, probably like 3 or 4 of the little pipette drops in there just to give it more of a lemony scent, and just because I love lemons. So after that, you're just going to mix all the ingredients together really well so it's all mixed fine. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your jar and put all of the washcloths in the jar first. Then you're going to take your pitcher of ingredients, just pour it over the top until it all seeps down into it, put the lid on, and you're done. It's really easy to do it. You know, it probably takes about 10 minutes just to put all the ingredients together. Do you want to talk a little bit about the ingredients we're using and why?
Coconut oil is actually really good for a lot of things. For one thing, when you're dealing with your skin takes a lot of the impurities and encapsulates it in oil, which is why if you have oily skin, you tend to get a few more pores in there. Well, not pores, but pimples, stuff like that.
Right.
Because your skin is encapsulating all of the nastiness in oil to make it easier to remove. When you put oil onto your skin, such as coconut oil, and then pull it out, it actually bonds to that oil and makes it easier to pull out. So coconut oil is really good for that, but it's also good as a moisturizing and nourishing agent for your skin, and it has an SPF level to it. So it will protect you from some of the sun's rays. We've also got a few other acidy ingredients, such as the vinegar, which will start to break down some of the larger elements that might be not only on your skin, but on your brushes. So that acid will start to break it apart and make it easier for the oil to get around it and pull it off. So that's just a couple of them. Witch hazel has been used for eons. One of the reasons why it's called witch hazel is that, you know, witches, quote unquote, witches used it. And back then, witches were just people who knew what things did.
Like herbologists and things like that. We also are using avocado oil. That's a lot also for moisturizing. The Castile soap obviously is a more natural soap that you can use.
Nowadays, people think of soap as like, oh, I'm just going to get soap. It's an item. Soap is a substance. And a lot, if you look at a lot of your stuff, you'll see soap in it at the bottom because they've taken out so much of the soap to put in a whole bunch of other ingredients to make it cheaper to make soap. When you just get straight up Castile soap or some other things that are just the soap, you're going to get a lot more powerful of a cleansing agent. So putting the Castile soap in there, it's a lot closer to normal soap.
Exactly. So that is how we make our face wipes. Let us know if you want to know other ways about DIY. I'm always looking for like a few other things I can do myself in order, like for example, he and I both use like a spray. We use the crystal deodorant and then we have like a spray that we spray on after that has a lot of essential oils, not only to give us a scent for deodorant, but also to kill a lot of the bad things that might
Bacteria.
be making you smell.
Most of the smells that come off the human body isn't actually the human body itself. It's the bacteria that are going, hey, look, this is all the stuff that's left behind. I'm going to eat that.
Exactly.
And it stinks.
Exactly. So we have like a homemade spray that we also use for that. That's a lot more natural than deodorant because we also were starting to break out from natural deodorant, like aluminum-free deodorant. We were having breakouts. It was really strange. So we decided to use that. So if you are interested in seeing any of that, make sure you let us know down below. Here's a playlist of other related videos that you might be interested in, and if you are new, make sure you subscribe right here so that you don't miss any other things we're coming up with. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time,
Stay zany.
bye-bye.